Excellent. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, we're going to call Evelyn. We're going to call Peter's wife. Midnight. Actually, let me take a sip before I start this one. Midnight. I was in the living room watching the tail end of the news report when I heard the phone ring. I sighed and walked over the phone, wondering who would be calling up this late. I picked it up. Hello? Who is this? I heard a soft voice from the other end. Hello, Anton. This is Evelyn. Sorry for calling so late. Is something wrong? Yes, no, I don't know, actually. Alright, let's talk. The thing is, I was supposed to meet with Peter today to hand him the signed divorce papers, but he didn't come to our designated meeting point. I figured he might have been too drunk to remember, so I went to the apartment he's been renting, but he isn't there either. I asked around, the landlord, the neighbors, his friends. No one knows where he is. Trust me, Anton, I couldn't be more excited to be rid of the man, but I couldn't close out this chapter of my life without his cooperation. I'm sure he'll turn up. I don't know, Anton. He's in bad shape after your press conference. Can't you just get your police contacts to look into this? Just be on the safe side? Okay, well, if it gave you peace of mind, I will. Thanks, Anton. That'd be great. I'm sorry about what's happened between you two. Thanks, I guess. Her voice sounded tired. Get some sleep, Evelyn. Goodbye. The line dropped. As I put the phone down, Monica sleepily approached with a glass of water in her hand. Who was that? Is everything all right? It was Evelyn. She said Peter's went missing. Missing? Drowning in sorrows, I'd wager. I'm surprised she still cares about him. She was a good influence on him. For a while. She made her way upstairs. Okay, I picked up the phone and dialed Carl's number. The phone rang for only a few seconds. Yes, Mr. President? Sorry for calling this late. Not a problem, sir. I only sleep for 3 15-minute intervals per night. What can I do? I need to find someone. As you wish. I heard a faint rustling of notepad being opened. Who do you want found, sir? Peter Vectern, the ex-vice president. As you command, I'll report my findings shortly. Thank you for your help, as always. Have a good night. He hung up. I put away the phone and went down to the bedroom to get some sleep. As I was eating breakfast next morning, the phone rang. I picked it up. It was Carl. Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, Carl. This isn't easy for me to say. I have some unfortunate news regarding Mr. Vectern. His wedding ring, a half-empty bottle of pills, and a handwritten note was found on a bridge overlooking the Unger River. We summarized that he took his own life. No, not Peter. I'm sorry for your loss, sir. Would you like to break the news to Mrs. Vectern, or should I? I will tell Evelyn. Thanks again for your help. Of course, sir. Carl hung up. With a heavy heart, I started thinking about what I would say to Evelyn. Well, I mean, it's not great. I think, you know. Following the scandal between former Vice President Peter Vectern and President Rayne's former secretary Livia Suno, there have been reports and rumors that the former VP has gone missing. Sadly, proof of Peter Vectern's suicide has been confirmed. Peter's wedding ring, a half-empty bottle of pills, and a handwritten note were found on a bridge overlooking the Unger River. Livia Suno has not been seen since the scandal broke. There are rumors she escaped back to... How did she escape? Was she not in jail? Did we not lock her ass up? Former Vice President Peter Vectern has been confirmed dead by the Swedish police. His wedding ring, a half-empty bottle of pills, and a handwritten note were found on a bridge overlooking the Unger River. This sad news comes following the scandal between former Vice President Peter Vectern and President Rayne's former secretary Livia Suno. Peter is deader than the economy? I mean, I don't know. Like, it's past the red line. Okay, Peter has been nowhere to found. We'll arrange a state funeral. As long as it doesn't cost any money. The funeral of Peter Vectern. Our convoy pulled up to the gates of the National Cemetery of Elroy, Peter's hometown. Monica and Dino were beside me in their car. The news of Peter's death hit Frank especially hard. Rather than attend the funeral, he had taken a few days off from school to have time to himself. Monica looked numb and empty. Dina appeared to be deeply in thought. But how did Uncle Peter die? Why won't anyone tell me? Monica looked like she was about to cry. He... Doesn't matter, sweetheart. She took her head out to look at the window, hiding her tears. I'll hug Dina. Papa, tell me the truth. You'll understand when you're older. That's not fair. I'm almost 12. The driver's window rolled down. We've arrived, Mr. President. My deepest condolences. I know you and Mr. Vectern were very close. Thank you, Sergey. Sergey went outside and opened our door. As soon as we stepped out, the camera flashes went off. Evelyn Vectern was waiting for us. Upon seeing her, Monica ran up to her and they hugged. Evelyn, I'm so sorry. How are you holding up? So. It's hard to play the betrayed widow, knowing what the kind of man that he really was. But still, we were married for almost 20 years, Monica. And he died. It's just too sudden. They hugged once again. Evelyn wiped her tears and patted Dina on the head before turning to me. I hugged her. She took my hands in hers and as she pulled back. I know there's nothing either of us could have done, but I still can't believe this feeling responsible for this. It's not your fault, Evelyn. Evelyn swallowed hard, her eyes filled with resolve. All right, let's go. The four of us, Evelyn, Monica, Dina, and I, took our places towards the front of the crowd. From afar, we heard the sound of military boots approaching. A soldier was leading a group with a large frame photo of Peter in his hands. Behind him followed other soldiers, marching alongside a cart that carried with a carved goat on the front. On the top of the cart, wrapped in the Swedish flag, was the coffin of Peter Vectern, the 4th Vice President of Sordland. The group stopped in front of us. They lifted the coffin off from the cart and laid it down on the platform. One of the soldiers took the flag, folded it, and presented it to me. I walked behind the podium to deliver my speech. Today we mourn Peter Vectern, the 4th the 4th Vice President of Sordland, and my brother. Our bond was not a blood, it was something stronger. It was a bond of friendship and camaraderie. We drank together, we cried together, laughed together, fought together. We must all remember him not at his worst, but for the good deeds he has done. The path that he had paved will go down in history. Farewell, brother. You will be missed. Amid the applause, I went back to Monica and Dina. As you walked past Evelyn, she mouthed the words, "Thank you." Trumpets cut through the silence. Stern-looking soldiers formed a line and held their rifles in front. One after another, 10 shots rang out. With each shot, I shuddered. I had known Peter for almost 30 years. The time we spent together flashed back before my eyes. The good memories and the bad. All of it. It didn't matter anymore. He was gone. I felt a tug on my left arm. Are you crying? Surprised, I checked my face. My eyes were wet. We're gonna hit her with the fucking Full Metal Alchemist. Ah, it's raining. She looked at the sky. Papa, it's not raining. Come on, Dina. Let's go. The coffin was fully lowered and the tombstone placed. The crowd began dispersing. I'm not gonna leave a bottle of whiskey on his. Come on, that's a little crazy. Okay. What's going on in the news? The Rayne government has today announced that former Vice President Peter Vectern has passed away. The state funeral will be held in his honor. The former Vice President was a deeply troubled man, and the House of Post sends its thoughts and prayers to Peter Vectern's friends and family. Sadly, following his affair with the President's secretary, Vectern has taken his own life. President Rayne and Vectern have been friends since they attended university together. It's very tragic to see them divided during their service as the country's most important men. I didn't throw Peter under the bus to avoid this. Rumberg informant and adulterer to be awarded with state funeral. Radical, please. President Rayne continues to look out for his own. His best friend, the man who never had the qualification to become vice president in the first place, has now committed suicide following the Rumberg affair scandal. As icing on the cake, President Rayne has announced that Peter Vectern will be honored with a state funeral. Our sympathies go out to Vectern's family, but how can a man who did not fulfill his due diligence and be allowed a Rumberg spy to permit into the Maroon Palace be given such a high honor in death? I just want to know what Rumberg is doing right now. It had been a while since Peter disappeared from our lives. I still found myself thinking of jokes he'd find funny or wanting to tell him what happened last meeting, but the grief was beginning to fade. Monica visited Evelyn often as first, helping her process her mixed emotions. Eventually, Evelyn sold Peter's villa in Elroy and used the proceeds to travel the world, something she'd always wanted to do when she and Peter were together. For myself and Monica, though, life in the capital had to go on, and it did. After weeks of late nights, Monica, Sierra, and the Women's Rights Commission had successfully been getting their bills through the assembly. It was as comprehensive as they could have hoped for. I was looking forward to celebrating it with my wife. But it had been hours since I had gotten home, and she still wasn't there. I was dozing on the couch when yet another frozen TV dinner when I heard the key turn in the lock. Monica stumbled into the hall. Honey, I'm home! I'll give her a little kiss. Her breath smelled like gin. I was having a few drinks with Sierra. I can't believe we did it, Anton. It's such an amazing news. Monica, you bankrupted the nation. So you decided to get juiced? Well, yes. Isn't that what a man would do? Okay. I believe you're turning into a politician, Mrs. Rayne. Get used to it, baby. Seriously, Anton, this is what I want to do. I've never felt so alive. I give her a little hug. I pulled her in for a hug, and she wrapped her arms around me tightly. Now, all you have to do is make sure you stay in office. With you by my side, how could I lose? Monica smiled, took my hand, and wordlessly led me upstairs to the bedroom. We're gonna get fucking bombed in a second. Country relationship update, Kingdom of Rumberg. Hostile. Weren't they already hostile? I don't remember that changing too much. Some human rights. Hey, let's go. Limited security powers. What's going on in the world? The Arcasian Treaty Organization has formally requested land and naval transit rights from the Confederacy of Yartralis to establish a secure route circumnavigating southern Katana and southern Xenia. The request highlighted the Yartralis' critical geopolitical importance as a key connector for ensuring uninterrupted transit and communication in the region. The Confederacy declined the request, citing its adherence to sovereignty, territorial integrity, and environmental stewardship. Elder Overseer Ragni Wiramitu explained that granting such access could endanger the safety of its citizens and disrupt the bounds of the Confederacy he carefully upheld. You should have told Peter to be more careful with women in the Gentlemen's Club at the beginning. How was I supposed to know? Prime Minister Van Horten had said in a statement that Agnolia will stand against the Vexlandian harassment together with Sordland. He condemned Chancellor Hegel for trying to dominate the Marquean Sea and warned us of a potential war. Are we going to get invaded by Vexland and Rumberg at the same time? I mean, that seems bad for us, to say the least. In a move that marks a significant milestone in collective security, the CSP has announced the establishment of the Complex United Intelligence Network, the CUIN. This unprecedented network consolidates the intelligence capabilities of all CSP member nations, enabling a higher level of operational synergy and facilitating seamless information sharing among alliance members. CUIN's establishment demonstrates the alliance's commitment to a united front in the face of evolving security challenges by promoting transparency and cooperation among its member states. Joseph Lindsay reports that a Rumbergian warplane was shot down by anti-aircraft upon violating the Swordfish airspace. According to reports of the General Staff, the plane was flying over the town of Hagland inside Swordfish borders, did not retreat upon warning. Okay, so there's our eye for an eye. Yossi Glade organized an interview for the presidency on the internationally renowned one-on-one. The infamous journalist Tuomas Sacker will be asking the questions. Okay. Enrica, we got an election speech. The synergy between investments across sectors remains limited, with misaligned and uncoordinated strategies resulting in suboptimal outcomes. How's the economy doing? Hey, look at that bounce back, baby. We're making money. According to intelligence reports, the Vexlandian Navy gathered in full force around Hajiland, blockading the island. Okay, what's going on in the world? President Rayne has announced Sordland's largest military parade ever to display the strength of the Swordfish Armed Forces to the world. During the glorious day, tanks will roll, jets will fly, and our soldiers will march. Young and old Swordfish citizens will come together for once again cheer on our soldiers. The parade will send a clear message to our enemies. Beware. Okay. We've unbanned... This happened like forever ago. President Rayne has signed the Minority Rights Act. While the name suggests differently, the main purpose of the act is to normalize, legalize, and even justify British separatist sentiment. The act revoked the ban on the BFP, which previously closed for their close ties to the BFF. And then Kieber condemns the president. Of course he does. Fuck him. What we got? According to the numbers released by the Workers' Party of Bludia, there's a massive increase in its membership, breaking a new record for the party. The polls also show that the popularity of the party has reached new heights in Bergia, and expected to finish the first or second in the region. Masu Leke said in a public statement, the Workers' Party is leading the great journey to the Maroon Palace to bring about the people's revolution. Those who are at the top may continue to ignore us, but how have I have done everything you've asked, Monsoon? Everything. It's not explaining the game, but to save the economy, need lots of synergy. Do we though? I'll just win a war. Following Runeberg's demands for reparations from Sordland, the tensions have increased dramatically between the two countries. Yesterday, a Swordlish warplane was shot down by Runebergian anti-aircraft systems, and all the pilots on board have been killed. As per information from Runeberg, the Swordlish warplane has trespassed into Runebergian airspace, whereas Swordlish military reports that the plane was inside Swordlish borders when it was shot. The international community is unclear on the certainty of the reports on both sides. Immediately after the incident, Sordland retaliated by sending their warplanes into Runebergian airspace and destroyed a Runebergian jet. The tension between Runeberg and Sordland continued to increase as the large troop deployments in the last decade began in eastern Mercopa. Okay, it's time for a speech. The sun was starting to peek through the blinds of my suite in the Grand Sheraton Hotel in Arica. I hadn't slept at all that night. I was too busy thinking about how I would rally my party's conservative base at tonight's election kickoff. I was just pulling on my clothes when two soft, sharp knocks came at the door. Lucien. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Lucien. Lucien sat down in the suite's office chair and pulled a piece of paper from his jacket pocket. I thought I'd drop off some of the talking points for your speech today. It's much appreciated. No trouble at all. Are you sure you can take another 4 more years of me? I'm ready if you are, Mr. President. I'll see you at the rally. I almost forgot. The Archpriest of Deir couldn't be present today, but he wanted to relay a message to support to you and your family. What did he say? I bless the rains down in Rika. Thank you, Sordlish. Who makes this game? Tombstone? They have Tombstone as their logo. Lucy left the room. I finished putting on my tie and reread my notes for the morning speech. A few hours later, I was waiting in the wings of the Nordstrom. Not the Nordstrom, the North Sword Auditorium in Enrica. In the audience were several thousand of my conservative supporters. Behind the podium hung a Swordish flag and a giant banner that read, "For a united Sordland." Enrica Mayor Curtin Lest made a few brief introductory comments. It was hard to forget how the Benfeet incident went down. Gloria gave a short speech introducing me. Then it was my turn. I stepped behind the podium and took a deep breath. Brothers and sisters of the USP, the past 3.5 years have seen our country tested again and again. We have prevailed, yet Sordland has prevailed. Under my administration, we are stronger than ever. Don't look at the economy. I've begun to fix. The economy is worse than under my predecessors. Together, we'll get the economic crisis under control. Under my presidency, we've enjoyed unprecedented harmony. We brought change to our broken constitution. And I will continue to root out corruption and wrongdoing, even within the institutions we hold dear. Thunderous applause erupted. Sordland has changed, but the USP remains as strong as ever. Okay, and there's tremendous progress made in this term, and more is to come. And you know what? I and Vice President Tory shall lead Sordland into a new, bright era. A roar shook the hall. It is time, my fellow swords. A new dawn is upon us, and it begins right here and right now. A Morga West Corps. The audience enthusiastic finishes saying as streamers shot out of cannons behind me. My re-election campaign had officially begun. I stepped down from the podium. Can I have stats? Will they give me statistics? Rust belt, lacks investment, lagging behind in development, trade volume. Okay, I mean, it doesn't look great. It doesn't. It's gone back down. Overburdened welfare system. Jesus fucking Christ, that's a lot of red. Just don't worry about it. As Galasword morphs into the... What if I just sell off Galasword to private enterprise? As Galasword morphs into the heart of Sordland's electronics industry, it offers a glimpse into the future where Sordland holds a significant stake in the global electronics market. With the backing of state investment, Galasword is poised to emerge as a hub of technological innovation and production. This transformation marks the beginning of an exciting chapter in our nation's industrial history. You want to see the long form? Oh, I didn't even realize we're this far into the red. Wait, so the red line has shifted up. I don't know why. Because this used to, like, the red line used to be like here. Why is it up here now? I don't know. Maybe I've fucked it. Maybe I fucked us. Then Katana Security Pact announced the Universal Minority Rights Convention. When the fuck did you do the economy? I made it great. I made Sordland great again. Initiative to safeguard the rights of minority groups within both its member states and beyond. Okay. Acacia. ATO has announced the development and operational deployment of a long-term range bombers. It has marked a significant milestone in its military capabilities. The state-of-the-art aircraft, designed with advanced radar and invading technology, now extend ATO strike reach from Eastern Maricopa to Eastern Maricopa. People just don't understand, I think. We ended up with a mixed economy.